Hello students, welcome to the Sri Guru online classes. So last period you have discussed that relation functions. Now one more new chapter, inverse trigonometric functions. So inverse trigonometric functions means there are 6 inverse trigonometric functions. 6 functions, 6 inverse trigonometric functions. So before inverse trigonometric functions, what is the inverse function? A function f from a to b is invertible if and only if it is a bijective. If bijection means it is nothing but 1, 1 and onto. The inverse of f is denoted by f inverse, and f inverse from b to a, and is defined as f inverse of y is x. It implies f of x is y. So it is a function. This is called inverse function. F of x is y, then f inverse of y is x. So this is the mapping from a to b, and this is the mapping from b to a. So this is the definition of inverse function. So domain of f inverse is equal to range of f, and range of f inverse equal to domain of f. Inverse trigonometric functions. Now it is that inverse functions. What is the inverse function? The function f from a to b is invertible. This word you know that in the relations and functions is invertible. Invertible means if and only if it is a bijective. Bijective is nothing but 1, 1 and onto. So the inverse of f is denoted by f inverse from b to a. So f of x is y, then f inverse of y is x. So very important, domain of f inverse is equal to range of f, and range of f inverse is domain of f. The inverse trigonometric functions. Suppose consider the function x is sin y. X is sin y. When x is 1 by 2 and y value 30 degree, 150, 390, 510, so on. So sin y equal to 1 by 2. So how many values of y if x is 1 by 2? There are infinite values. Now it is called general solution of sin y equal to 1 by 2. How many values of y is satisfied? Infinite number of values. So when it is infinite value means 30 degrees 1 by 2, 150 is 1 by 2, 390 also 1 by 2, 510 is 1 by 2. The value of y, these are all y, this is x. X value 1 by 2, y value is 30, 150. Okay. So infinite values of y. See that this figure, it is not 1, 1, because 1, 1 means different element have different images. So it is not 1, 1. It is not 1 means it is not a bijective function. So inverse does not exist. Okay. You know when it is inverse, it must be 1, 1 and onto. It is a bijective function. Now it is present is 1, 1 is not there. It is not 1 means it is not bijective. Not bijective means inverse does not exist. Okay. So x is sin y. It must be 1, 1 and onto. It must be bijective function. It must be functions some restricted value of domain and codomain. Okay. So this is the definition of inverse and inverse trigonometric functions. Okay. So the very important, it is must be 1, 1 and onto. So when it is 1, 1, some restricted value. Okay. Hence if we restrict the domain of sin y for the interval minus 90 to plus 90, the function x is sin y becomes 1, 1 and onto. It is nothing but bijective function. So when it is x is sine y is 1 1 and on 2, restricted value of y value lies between minus 90 to plus 90. Between minus 90 to plus 90, different element have different images. So it is a bijective function from minus 90 to plus 90. You take different value, different answer only. No one repeated. It must be a one bijective function between minus 90 to plus 90. So many values are comes. I told it is infinite values of y, but you should select some values, restricted value, minus 90 to plus 90. When sine 90 is 1 and sine of minus 90, I think it is minus 1 to plus 1 is oscillating. So oscillating between minus 1 to plus 1 and minus 90 to plus 90, this is called range, then minus 1 to plus 1 is called domain. So this is the function x is sine becomes 1 1 and on 2. Its inverse function exists and its inverse y is sine inverse of x. X equal to sine y, then what is the y value? Sine inverse of x. Here I am calling range only. This is called domain. Now what is here? This is domain, then y is called range. Okay, what is the y here? Y is called range and x is called domain. Y lies between the minus 90 to plus 90, x lies between minus. So here x is domain, y is called range. So actually it is even that y equal to sine inverse of x or y is arc sine x. Okay, so in this interval the function is 1 1 and on 2. So y is sine inverse of x is also denoted by arc sine inverse. This is very important. Arc sine. Arc sine is nothing but sine inverse of x. Suppose arc 2 sine inverse of 2 is okay. So main definition, if sine theta is x and theta is minus 90 to plus 90, then theta is sine inverse of x. If sine theta is x, theta is minus 90 to plus 90, because it is a bijective function. Then when it is bijective function, then what is the theta here? Sine inverse of x. So minus 1 to plus 1 is called sine inverse function. Okay. Suppose if we definition define sine inverse function, if sine theta is x and theta is minus 90 to plus 90, then theta is sine inverse of x, x is called sine inverse function. Okay. So x is sine y, it is both 1 1 and 2 on this interval and oscillating between minus 1 to plus 1. You know that in first year, so it is maximum value is 1 and minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, so minus 90 to plus 90. So interval is called domain. This is called domain and this is called a range of the inverse function. So value of theta is such that minus pi by 2 to plus pi is called principal value of sine inverse of x. So what is this is called? Domain. What is this is called? Range. Okay. So now it is clear. If you want sine inverse of x function is so. When you say that sine inverse function is a function 1 1 or 2 minus 90 to plus 90. So definition is very simple, only one definition is enough, and similarly the definition only the domain and range. Okay, domain and range. So define sine inverse function. This was only okay. The sine theta is x, theta is minus 90 to plus 90, and theta is sine inverse of x lies between minus 1 to plus 1. So what is the minus 1 to plus 1 is called domain, and minus 90 to plus 90 is called range. The value of theta is lies between minus 90 to plus 90 is called principal value. When the question is asking principal value, what is the principal value? So it is lies between minus 90 to plus 90. If it is more than 90, it is not principal. If you reduce, suppose 150 degree is there, so 150 degree convert into minus 90 to plus 90. Okay, even 390 again you should convert into. So anyhow that range is minus 90 to plus 90. So Now it is very important definition. Now I finished the sine inverse function definition. Okay. Note sine inverse of x not equal to 1 by sin x, and sine inverse of x is an angle or a number. Sine inverse of x is not equal to 1 by sin x, and sine inverse of x is an angle or it is a number. For examples, sine inverse of 1 is pi by 2, because sine pi by 2 equal to 1. Sine inverse of 1 by root 2 is pi by 4, because sine pi by 4 equal to 1 by root 2. Third example, sine inverse of minus 1 equal to minus pi by 2, because sine of minus pi by 2 equal to minus 1. Sine inverse of minus root 3 by 2 equal to minus pi by 3, because sine of minus pi by 3 equal to minus root 3 by 2. Sine inverse of 0 is 0, because sine 0 is 0. So these are examples of range. Sine inverse of 1 is pi by 2, because sine pi by 2 is 1. Sine inverse of 1 by root 2 is pi by 4, sine pi by 4 1 by root 2. Sine inverse of minus 1 is minus pi by 2, because sine of minus pi is minus. If it is domain positive, positive range will come. Range domain is negative, range also negative, because sine inverse of x lies between minus 90 to plus 90, both positive and negative of range. Okay, so these are called domain, these are all called range. Range is between minus 90 to plus 90, domain is minus 1 to plus 1. Sixth example, sine inverse of 2. Sine inverse of 2 does not exist. Does not exist, because 2 is not belongs to minus 1 plus 1. Sine inverse of pi by 2 does not exist. Does not exist, because pi by 2 is an angle. Is an angle. Sine inverse of pi by 2 is sine inverse of angle is not possible. Sine inverse of domain is possible. Okay. Eighth one, sine inverse of 1 by 100 exists, because 1 by 100 belongs to minus 1 plus 1. It is exists, but it is not standard angle, because 1 by 100 belongs to minus 1 plus 1. Sine inverse of root 3 plus 1 by 2 root 2 is 75 degree, 5 pi by 12, because sine 5 pi by 12 is root 3 plus 1 by 2 root. So these are examples of range. Okay. The domain and range of inverse trigonometric functions. Okay. The first one is y is, better take sine inverse of x. Functions domain and range. Okay, what is the first one? Sine inverse of x. Sine inverse of x. What is the domain? -1 to +1. X lies between -1 to +1. And range is, we have to take y equal to sine inverse of x. X is, so -90 and +90. When x is between -1 to + is called domain, and y lies between -90 is called range. Y is equal to cos inverse of x, same domain. Domain is same both, and range is 0 to pi. Y is equal to tan inverse of x. So what is x? Belongs to R. So what is range? -90 +90. But here open, closed interval, here open interval. Y is equal to cot inverse of x. Here also x belongs to R, and here 0 to pi. Y equal to secant inverse of x. X less than or equal to -1, or x greater than or equal to 1, or other than -1 + 1. So what is 0 to pi? Y not equal to pi by 2. Y equal to cosec inverse of x. Same, x less than or equal to -1, greater than or equal to 1, or other than -1 + 1. So what is y? -90. -90 to +90, but y not equal to 0, because cosec 0 is not defined. So this is the important table for range and domain. So this is, I explained, when it is sine inverse is exists, it must be on the interval -90 to +90. So in this interval the function is both 1, 1 and onto bijective functions. Okay, restricted value, no other, so many values, infinite values comes, but here you select one -90 to +90. So this is called range and this is called a domain. So y is sine inverse of x, domain is x -1 to +1, range is -90 to +90. Y is cos inverse of x, here x also same, then both sine inverse of x, cos inverse, domain is same, and range is 0 to pi. 0 to pi, the function is 1, 1 and onto, bijective function in this interval. 0 to pi should take different element have different tables. It is must be a bijective function. Why you are taking this means in this interval it is a bijective function. Okay, so these are all range, restricted value of range. Okay, y value. So 0 to pi, it is a bijective function. It is called range. This is called domain. Both domains are same, and here -90 to +90, here 0 to pi. So y is tan inverse of x. X is belongs to R, -∞, +∞, any real number. Okay, no restriction of domain. In these two restricted domain, -1 to +1. Okay, I given that sine inverse of 2, cos inverse of 2 does not exist. So any real number, and -90 to +, it is open interval, and because if we pi by 2 means infinite comes. So range is minus 92 plus, it is open interval. Okay, and cot inverse, both tan inverse and cot inverse domain will be same, any real number or minus infinity comma plus infinity. Here 0 to pi, even it is a open interval 0 to pi. Here only negative range is not possible. Here also positive range, here also positive range. Here positive is positive, negative is negative. Positive is positive, negative, negative. But here no negative range, it always positive range. Okay, even minus means you should convert into plus only it is. Okay, so cot inverse range 0 to pi. So y secant inverse x less than minus 1 or x greater than 1 or other than minus 1 plus 1. So y value is 0 to pi, but y not equal to pi by 2. Secant pi by 2 is not defined. So what is the secant inverse of x? Range 0 to pi. Okay, x less than minus 1 or greater than 1. But one more important, and no portion between minus 1 to plus 1. There is no curve between minus 1. So you should take other than minus 1 plus 1. Okay, so r other than minus 1, 0 to pi. Y not equal to pi by 2. Cosec inverse and secant inverse domain is same. Here cosec inverse of x is minus 92 plus, but y not equal to 0. So full chapter, that whole chapter university is important is domain enter. Almost maximum 99% problems it is using domain and range only. That's okay. And most important this table. So you should by heart these domain and range. There are 6 inverse trigonometric functions, its domain and its range. Why you are taking this much means you know that in this interval the function is biject. In this way, a good example, minus 92 plus, and similarly cos inverse, tan inverse, cot inverse, sec inverse, cosec inverse of x. Okay, so these are, but how to remember? The domain sine inverse of x cos inverse is same, tan inverse of cot inverse domain is same, and the secant inverse of cosec inverse domain is same. You just have to mix pairs. Then first 2 pairs sine inverse cos inverse is same, tan inverse cot inverse and sec inverse cosec inverse must be domain is same. So range is different. Sine inverse is minus 92 plus 90 and 0 to pi, and here minus 92 plus 9. So it is cot inverse is 0 to pi only, open interval, and here sec inverse is, then cos inverse sec inverse is same only, but here y not equal to pi by 2, other than pi by 2 is possible. And sine inverse of x cosec inverse must be same, but y not equal to 0. Okay, so these are very very important table. The name is domain and range. Range means it is called another name principal value. These are all principal value. So between minus and it is called principal value. Okay, so here this is, here both domain is positive, range is positive. Domain is negative, range is negative. Here always range is positive only, but here both positive is positive, negative is negative. Positive is positive, negative is negative. In these 3, plus is plus, minus is minus. But remaining 3, remaining this and this, all are positive range only. Even negative domain is given, you make plus range only. Okay, it is called rent only. These are 6 inverse trigonometric functions and its domain and range. Find the principal value of, find the principal value of sine inverse of minus 1 by 2. Sine inverse of minus 1 by 2 is minus pi by 6. Therefore, because sine of minus pi by 6 minus 1 by 2. Find the principal of cot inverse of minus 1 by root 3 equal to pi minus cot inverse of 1 by root 3. Pi minus cot inverse of, this is pi by 3, 2 pi by 3. Cot inverse of 1 by root 3 is pi by 3. Tan 30 degree 1 by root 3, cot 1 by root 3 is 60 degree, pi by 3. Pi minus is 2 pi by 3. Cosec inverse of minus 2. Find the principal value of cos inverse of 1 0, because cos 0 is 1. Properties of inverse trigonometric functions. Properties of inverse trigonometric functions. Sine inverse of sine theta is theta. So theta belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Cos inverse of cos theta is theta. Theta belongs to 0 comma pi. Tan inverse of tan theta is theta. Theta belongs to minus 90 plus 90, open interval. Cot inverse of cot theta is equal to theta. Theta belongs to 0 comma pi. Secant inverse of secant theta is theta. Theta belongs to 0 comma pi. Both are closed, but other than pi by 2. Theta other than pi by 2. Cosec inverse of cosec theta equal to theta. Theta belongs to closed interval minus 90 plus 90, but other than 0. So this is the first property, and this is called range property. Sine inverse of sine theta. These are all range only. Range is restricted minus 90 plus 90 and 0 to pi. Minus 90 plus 90, 0 comma pi, 0 to pi, and other than pi by 2, and theta minus 90 to plus 90 other than 0. So this is the type 1 property. So without proof is there this one. Sine inverse of sine inverse outside. Suppose this inverse comes, it is called domain only. Okay, sine inverse of sine theta, this is called theta, range. When sine of sine inverse of theta means theta is called domain, that is lies between minus 1 to plus 1. Find the value of sine inverse of sine pi by 4. Solution: sine inverse of sine pi by 4 equal to pi by 4, because pi by 4 lies between minus 90 to plus 90. Now this is called pi by 4. Sine inverse of sine pi by 4 is pi by 4. Find the value of tan inverse of tan 3 pi by 4. Solution: tan inverse of tan 3 pi by 4 not equal to 3 pi by 4, because 3 pi by 4 does not belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So it is this is not equal to 3 pi by 4, because theta lies between minus 90 to plus 90. Now consider tan 3 pi by 4 tan of second quadrant pi minus pi by 4 equal to, it is negative second quadrant, tan of minus pi by 4. Now tan of inverse of tan 3 pi by 4 equal to tan inverse of, what is tan 3 pi by 4 value? Tan of minus pi by 4 equal to minus pi by 4. So this is the answer. Even sometime find the range or find the value of, okay, minus pi by 4. Thank you very much.